What's up, DBs? Coach D Magic here, former D1 defensive back at the University of Hawaii. We're here to do a very quick breakdown of Cooper Dejean. He's one of the top 5 rated cornerbacks or overall DBs in the 2024 NFL draft. And yes, he's white. I think that is a huge factor here, not because I believe in race, but because a lot of people assume because he is white that he needs to move to safety. Now, these 3 clips, I'm going to go over his technique and show you why he can definitely play cornerback at the next level. As a DB coach, I think defensive back play is one of the most poorly coached positions. And I think that's why you usually just go with your athlete. So you stereotype the position. But if you can coach it correctly, anybody can play this position. For instance, let's talk about ball position and down a distance. The ball is on the far hash, so we're to the field, and it is third, and it looks like about, let's just say 13, 14 yards. All right, so if we just break the field down and we go on probability, based on where the ball is, where the receiver is, there's a high probability that he's going to run an in-breaking route. If he runs an outside route on third and long, that's going to be a fade. You're not going to run a comeback. You're not going to run a 10 or 15-yard out on third and 15. You're going to get a curl. You're going to get a dig, post. Most of this is going to be inside breaking, okay? So we want to be inside leverage. And when the receiver ends up releasing outside here, we don't need to panic, okay? We're inside leverage where we need to be. Again, the only route we're thinking is fade here. And the one thing that tells you that is not fade is look at the receiver's eyes, okay? So as we're glued to that hip, the receiver has not yet attempted to look for the ball. The receiver is tapering his speed. He's controlling his speed, even tries to throw in a little fake hitch situation here to get us to speed up our tempo. But we understand the situation. If he's not looking for the ball, he's counting his steps. He's looking to break. So again, stay inside, protect inside, get our eyes to the hip, anticipate the break. We do a good job. Even though we run past it, we do a good job of not grabbing jersey, having our hands low around the waist to stay in position, and then we reverse pivot here to play that top field shoulder. Good technique, good understanding of the situation here. Again, regardless of race, regardless of size, regardless of speed, we can all teach and be able to master these types of situations. This shows his versatility. Regardless of if he were to go play safety, play corner, you got to be able to play in the slot in today's NFL. We're on number 3 right now. It ends up being the new number 2. Okay, so when we get this outside release, he does a good job of staying on top. All right, so just this little flip of the hips and burst tells me that he has the necessary speed or quickness, quick twitch to be able to play guys in the slot. All right, we're able to stay on top here. Again, it is third and it looks like 3rd and 7 here. So there's a lot of routes on the table here. First thing we should be thinking is slot fade, stay on top of the slot fade. And then from here, look at this veteran move, okay? So if you've ever played basketball, let's say like a guy is posting you up, you put your forearm in his lower back to prevent him from basically backing you down. Look at this veteran move here. He's going to put his forearm on the receiver's waist. Or on the receiver's hip, I'm sorry. So once we get to that inside hip, once the receiver tries to turn back inside, notice how that arm right here is preventing him or makes it harder for him to turn. All right, so he wants to break pretty much at the 50. Look how long it takes him to get into his break. Pretty much 9 yards. This is a legal position. All right, we have established inside position. We're pushing on that hip, maintaining our inside leverage here. Again, this is something you can learn at every single level to help you stay in position and control the receiver with the hips here. And just a reminder on that previous play, you're not grabbing jersey, you're not holding, you're not wrapping, you're just controlling the hips. So now we're in the slot again. We're outside leverage. So for you guys playing in the slot, I always suggest being outside leverage because most of the receiver's route tree is to the outside. And when you get down here in the red zone, the slot fade is a very popular route. And he's gonna get inside help, but on most red zone situations, you're gonna have some type of inside help, so it doesn't really take anything away here. You're either gonna have low help or you're gonna have high help by safety. It just so happens that we have low help here, so he's gonna get in a outside leverage scooch technique. Outside leverage scooch technique. Slot fade declares. We're able to flip our hips and stay on top pretty much, at least stride for stride with the receiver here. Again, using his arms to kind of push on that hip here to widen the receiver. Look how wide the receiver has to go just to possibly get on top. All right, so he's starts about, let's say, I mean, that's at least 10 yards from the sideline. Widens, so now he's about, I want to say 2 yards from the sideline. So we got him to widen 8 yards. All right, which tells me we have good technique. Stay on top, and we're able to turn, play the ball without a pass interference. I would love for him to get his head back, but we hit the ball. If you can see, we hit the ball before we make contact. That's why there wasn't a pass interference call. But again, these are only three plays. I don't have time to go over his entire portfolio, but those 3 plays just show me that he has the necessary tools. We're just talking athletic ability and technique to play at the next level. All of these prospects are unpolished. Like even the number 1 Kool-Aid McKinstry, he has some things he needs to work on. He has weaknesses. But again, it's not about how tall you are, what race you are. I think it's about having the necessary tools to play the position at a high level, having the discipline to stick to your technique, and then, of course, coaching. And I know I said 3 clips. I'm going to add this bonus clip. The reason why I wasn't going to add it is because I wanted the HD version. I figured you guys wouldn't want a blurry version, but I think this is really important because it shows his ability to play press man. Now, he's not going to be a Sauce Gardner. He's not going to be a Darrelle Revis, but most guys aren't. You got to be able to play press sometimes, but most times they're just playing zone and matching routes. All right. So right here it shows that he can get hands on guys. All right. So he's gonna go with a inside hand stab right here, and then he's going to open and able to sink his hips and stay with the receiver's break here. And this is what scouts are looking for: the suddenness. Okay, when the receiver breaks down, how long does it take you to break down? I'm sorry. So again, stab, we're running. He breaks, we break, and without putting hands on him, he slips out of his break. We don't. All right, the receiver actually falls out of his break. So little things like this, and this just reminds me, guys ask me all the time, what should I put on my highlight tape? Little things like this go a long way. Okay, the ball doesn't have to come your way for me to see some press, the ability to stay on top, and the suddenness in your breaks here. So again, shows me that he has the necessary tools to do everything that you want a corner to do at the next level. And if you want to learn these techniques, I pretty much have how to play in the slot, how to press man, how to lean on that hip to widen the receiver's break point when he tries to wrap around you. I have all that in my DB Mastery program. I'll put the link in the description. Peace.